Peace.
Peace. Peace.
My name is J.M. Benjamin. I'm an Essence best-selling author, award-winning author, Black Expressions. My books are in all bookstores all over the world. But I didn't come up here to this mic to talk to y'all about how many books I sold. I came here to share with you brothers that look just like I look, come from what I come from. I came here to convey to you how writing was my outlet out of the hood. And writing was the tool that I embraced to enable me to overcome something. I served over 12 years of my life in prison. When I was 15, I was convicted as an adult in North Carolina for drug trafficking and racketeering. They charged me as an adult because they couldn't comprehend how a 15-year-old kid from New Jersey could obtain so much drugs and transport it and traffic it between 8 to 9 different states. So when they evaluated me, they felt that I was a menace to society and a threat to the community. I remember when they sentenced me, and the judge called me that, and my mother said, no, my child is a good kid. It's a good boy. It's a smart young man. So my mother said. And she was right. So before I go any further, I want to commend all of you young brothers and applaud you young brothers, because the key word in this room today is education. Because if you're uneducated on something, then that means that you don't know about something. And if you don't know, then you're ignorant or illiterate to these subjects. And that's where I went wrong at. I was very smart in school, like you brothers must be, to be wearing these shirts that say the Upward Bound program. You have to be very book smart, or your comprehension must be at a level of understanding that exceeds you over the average young brother your age. And I was that same type of brother. Meanwhile, I was growing up in the hood. My dad was in prison. My mom was at work or at school trying to get a better education so that she could get a better and higher paying job so that she could take care of myself and my siblings. So in the absence of my moms, there was my grandmother, who was elder, who had about 20 plus more grandchildren to govern over and attend and watch and to make sure that they were doing what they were supposed to be doing. So physically and age-wise, she was not in a position to oversee each and every last one of us to the capacity that would keep us out of harm's way. I asked this question to some of you young brothers earlier, so I'm going to ask it to the masses of the room now. As a young man, at the same time, I want you to answer this question. Who's the one person in your life that you just don't want to hurt or disappoint? Wow. Exactly. And I ask that question again because that question is very important to you young brothers, man. Because during my time of education and during my time of ignorance, which is embracing the streets, when my mother made a decision or gave me an ultimatum. And that ultimatum was to stop selling drugs or get out of her house. I was 12 years old. Needless to say, I've been on my own since 12. So I'm sure that you can figure out what decision that I made and what choice I made. And it's because of those very same choices and decisions, I wound up taking my mother to prison with me when I ultimately had to serve over a dozen years. Now, some of you may be thinking like, man, his mother got locked up with him. No, not physically, young brothers, but mentally and emotionally. Because that same, very same reason that you don't want to hurt or disappoint your mother is the very same reason that your mother is going to ride with you and for you, right, wrong, or indifferent. But what you have to understand, and if you don't get anything else out of what I'm saying to you right now, I want to leave you with this. Before you quickly make a decision or a choice or embrace something negative, think about the people that you will affect by choosing the wrong one. You see, it took for me to go to prison to understand this. It took for me to go to prison to find out that I was breaking my mother's heart. It took for all of these years to go by and me watch my mother's hair go from black to salt and pepper to shiny silver, that I had realized what I was doing to her. It took for my children to say goo goo gaga to Dad, when are you coming home? For me to realize what my choices and decisions had done to my family. So I believe, in closing, and you can ask me anything you want because my life is literally an open book. I don't hold any punches. I did over 12 years because I was supposed to. I was supposed to have done more based on the crimes that I committed. And I can take full responsibility for my actions, my choices, and my decisions. Because if you make some wrong ones and they blow up in your face, take some accountability and responsibility. Because the brother said earlier about falling and get back up, it's not a matter of whether you're going to fall. It's preordained. You're going to fall, you're going to fall, you're going to fall, and you're going to fall again. But the question is, how are you going to get back up? So again, in closing, I want to say, if you just stop and take the time to think about a choice or decision you're about to make and who it affects, you're guaranteed to make the right one, providing that you care about those individuals that you'll be affecting. So again, when the floor is open, I encourage you, young brothers, to ask anything that you would like to know about the streets, about Jay and Benjamin, about the other panelists. We have another author here, Brother Freddie Simmons, served over 9 years of his life in federal prison. He's now an author. Please ask these questions, because there is no such thing as a dumb or stupid question. Only the one that you don't ask. That's the dumb and stupid one right there. Thank you.